Welcome to Live at 5. I'm Martin Jones, coming to you live from our home here, or Infinity Academy HQ. And today we've got spiritual Q&A. Yep, that's it. We've got spiritual Q&A for those of you that are watching at 5 o'clock here on Friday the 15th of June, 2018. So spiritual Q&A works like this. You type up your questions, post them to me, either here live, or you can send it to me privately, and I will do my best to answer your spiritual Q&A. This means that you actually have to have a spiritual question. We're not doing messages tonight. We're not chatting to loved ones in spirit, but I am able to try and answer questions you might have about spirituality or about spiritualism, and I'll do my best to field as many questions as I can in these 15 minutes. So don't forget, live at 5 every day. Monday nights we have meditation. Tuesday nights we've got inspiration. Wednesday nights we do our book review Wednesdays. Thursday nights oracle cards, and Friday nights spiritual Q&A. So go ahead, post me a spiritual question. Let's see what I can do to answer them for you. Don't forget, we have regular gatherings here. On Tuesday nights we have our development group, spiritual development group, and on a Wednesday morning we have our meditation group. Hi Sue, hi Shirley, hi Gabby. Who else was here? Sue, Shirley, Gabby, and Nicolene. Hi. Also, at the end of this month, on Saturday the 30th of June, we have a workshop here, on the 30th of June, we have a chakras and colours workshop. That's what I'm trying to say. I nearly said oracle card workshop. Chakras and colours. So working with chakras, working with colours, working at how they spiritually affect and inform our messages that we give people, or things that we pick up for ourselves and or for others. So by all means, if you'd like to join us on Saturday the 30th of June, do post me a message and we will do what we can to get you booked in on that workshop. And I think that's about it as far as news is concerned. Who's got some spiritual Q&A for me? I'm just going to chat along while we wait for some spiritual questions to come through. Anything about spirituality, or about maybe things you've been noticing, or things you've wanted to ask a question about, anything like that, I'm more than happy to see what I can do to help answer your questions. That's what a Friday is all about. Hi Tracy, hi Julie. Hi Helen. Oh, Debbie. Welcome everyone. Great to have you all with me. We're going to try and do some spiritual Q&A. Bella's got a question. Well, gosh, what's your question, Bella? Okay. Bella's got no questions. You got a question? Do you want to say hello? Do you want to say hello? Say hello. Arr. Arr. Say it. Say hello. Say hello. 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 There we go. Good girl. Say hello. Right, we got questions to answer, Bella. Let's wait. We can't play now. We got questions to answer. Tracy's question is, how do you connect better to hear your guides, especially for your own insights for yourself? Okay, so Tracy, first and foremost, not everyone is clairaudient, which is about hearing, or about the power of hearing. Some people are clairvoyant, which is the most common. That means that they can see. Some people are clairaudient, which means they can hear. I work mostly with clairsentience or claircognizance. One means an inner knowing, the other one means an inner feeling. I have this gut pull to say things, or to say things that I definitely know to be true because spirit tells me they're true in that way. And then some people are clairaugustine, which means that they actually involve taste and smell. So depending on how you work, and to find out how you work, you just need to spend time, I would assume, in meditation, being mindful, building your practice of how you wish to be spiritually. And the more you practice at that, the more clear certain things will come through for you. Also, joining a development group such as the one that I run, or any development group, you are then able to actually work more closely. So we do exercises on a weekly basis, and sometimes they draw on different ones of those characteristics. And the more you practice, the more you'll think, oh, actually, I'm quite visual. I can see lots more, therefore I'm clairvoyant, etc., etc. For me, clairsentience and claircognizance are the two main factors in my spiritual path and in my spiritual connection, and so I work on those and develop those. Okay, so Tracy, my suggestion is keep working closely with your gift. Please keep working closely with your guides and see how they pull you or draw you towards developing your spiritual connection more. I certainly found that oracle cards helped because they were quite visual, and then adding to that, once I started working mediumistically, I let go of the need to work with the cards so much. And that's when the clairsentience, claircognizance came more into being. So that's certainly what I would suggest for you in your path moving forward is keep developing each of those skills. You say that you have a little of each, okay? And we're all much better for other people. Why? I can see your next comment here. We're all much better for other people because, you know, it's not for us, so therefore we just trust that whatever we get from Spirit is going to be applicable to them. And then, surprise, surprise, it is. When we try and get messages for ourselves or draw some inspiration for ourselves, often we doubt our own ability. And that's, for me, why I sometimes pull cards for myself, because you can't plan the cards you're going to pull, if that makes any sense. But it's the age-old trick of just working at that gift and working at that skill. Thank you very much for your question, Tracy. Nicolene says, Martin, always been told I have healing hands. Reiki has always interested me. How can I develop this? Well, whereabouts are you, Nicolene? Are you local to Bournemouth? Where are you? Let's start there. Well, in fact, no matter where you are, Nicolene, hopefully you're still here. No matter where you are in the world, I don't even know where that is. Where's Crawley? Don't know. No matter where you are in the world, there are always Reiki master teachers around. Some places few and far between, some places more so. It's a case of finding the person that resonates with you to teach you. I teach Reiki, but I teach obviously from Bournemouth, and I teach from here. So Reiki 1 would be a 2-day course. Reiki involves really learning the 5 principles. Reiki 1 involves learning Reiki for yourself. The basis of it. Learning Reiki for yourself. And what that means is you take on board the 5 principles of Reiki and you get shown how to use your body as a channel for energy. It's a Japanese healing modality. It's incredibly effective. It's now actually offered here on the NHS as palliative care for people who suffer with cancer, especially more exclusively towards end of life, where people want some relief from pain, people want some help, and Reiki is often a go-to modality that's offered for them in order to help them in their healing. Okay, but the 5 principles of Reiki are, just for today, I'm going to be calm, carefree, grateful, kind to every living creature, and do my work to the best of my ability. And really, when you take those 5 concepts on board, they're very simple, but in order to achieve each of them on a daily basis, you really need to focus. And some days you get more of them right than others, and some days you get none of them right, and that's okay, because the basis for it is just for today. No matter what else happens, just for today, this is what I'm going to try and do. This is what I'm going to try and be. Calm, carefree, grateful, kind to every living creature, and do my work to the best of my ability. Okay, so brilliant. Like Tracy just said, she's a Reiki master teacher, as am I. All Reiki came from one teacher, Master Yasui, filtered down through 3 other teachers, and of those 3, 2 are where you would find your lineage. Your Reiki lineage is the people that have gone before you, and you would either have a very Western teaching of Reiki or a very Eastern teaching of Reiki if you are taught by one of the 2 lines coming down. I was very fortunate in that my teacher, my Reiki master teacher, is a fantastic woman called Jenny Powell, and Jenny actually trained in the Eastern tradition and in the Western tradition. So my lineage, actually above me, I show both lines, and then I come into Jenny and then down to myself. So students of mine will have some Eastern and some Western philosophy taught within their Reiki. Brilliant. Okay, so I would say to go back to... where am I? To go back to Nicolene. Find out, Nicolene, where your where your nearest teachers are, and then find which teacher resonates with you, because not every Reiki teacher is for every student. So find someone you like, someone you're willing to work through, and then stick with it, because it's a really fantastic healing modality, and I call it a great foundation healing modality as well. Once you've done your Reiki training, you're actually able to go and do so much more as bolt-ons, because Reiki is always part of, it's a energy healing modality. Karen Jane, Carrot Top, Prasi, Moga says, why am I constantly looking for snakes when I'm scared of them? Well, snakes are symbolic. I'm petrified of snakes. Okay, snakes are symbolic. They usually involve change, transformation in a weird way, because snakes shed their skin. So usually it's the dying of an old you and a moving forward of a new you. Also be careful of snakes in the grass. Be careful of people with forked tongues. There's all symbolism around that. When we're looking for snakes, when we are petrified of them, and you're looking for them in the real, which is what I think you're asking me, maybe it's a case of you're not very trusting of people around you at the moment. Maybe you need to pay more attention to who you associate with or spend time with or are around, and that's possibly going to help you really come to your best understanding of your own needs and your own individuality within what's going on around you. Don't forget, we've got lots of people joining us now. Hi. Thank you for coming in and joining us, guys. Friday is spiritual Q&A day, so we're busy answering all spiritual questions today. But Mondays we have meditation, Tuesdays we have inspiration, Wednesdays we've got like a spiritual book review, self-help books, Thursdays we do oracle cards, and Fridays Bella and I do spiritual Q&A. So we're doing some spiritual Q&A right now. Debbie Mills, drawn to tarot cards, are there any books you would suggest for self-learning? Yes, there are, Debbie. What I'll do is I'll pop you a private message, because I'm sitting over here and the books are over there in the library. You can actually see them in the reflection in the mirror behind me. There's books and DVDs. But there are some fantastic books out there. There are also some fantastic teachers out there, Debbie. And it's just finding what works for you. Some books are quite simple. Some books are quite complex. When you're looking at tarot, the most common deck for tarot, the most widely used, is the Rider-Waite deck. We have several versions of it here that we've been gifted. So usually the deck is quite small. But I've actually got a set of Rider-Waite cards that are quite big. They're like magic cards, and they're probably used for teaching more easily than what the small cards would be. So really look at what you're drawn to. You're looking for simplified explanation, Debbie, because there's a lot of meaning to draw from tarot cards, which is why I personally don't read tarot, because I don't want to have to remember, I think it's 74 or 77 different cards. It's quite a lot to put in my brain, and that's why I don't personally do tarot. But very accurate, very helpful with people on their life path journey. I prefer oracle cards for myself, because they're open to interpretation, and you get some gorgeous decks out there nowadays. Some really lovely decks. I've got now about 60 or so decks of oracle cards, but like people buy fridge magnets, I buy decks of cards from wherever I go to. So whenever I go to spiritual shops, I usually come out with a deck of cards. But the deck I use faithfully and have been for the last 5 years or so is the Enchanted Map by Colette Baron Reid. A fantastic deck of cards if you want to get into oracle cards. Really interesting. She's a fantastic lady and writes beautiful books as well. We've got lots of her books, 3 or 4 of her books in the library. Right, Janine Elliott LaRue. A little off topic, but what about dream analysis, dreaming of fire? Okay, so it's not off topic. Dreams are their own kettle of fish. So we do have lots of dream books here, and I know you're in South Africa, Janine, but you can buy books that interpret dreams. Usually they're like 1,000 dream interpretations or whatever. Always consider looking up on Google as well. I mean, that's where I would suggest Google is quite helpful, because it gives you quite a wide and varied response to any of your spiritual questions. But I would say before you believe anything, look at it and make sure that you probably want to get it from at least 3 different sources that's the meaning before you're going to assume that's the meaning. Just off the top of my head though, dreaming of fire is really about passion and volume and getting things going. Getting a fire going is quite indicative of like a fire starter, getting things really getting things in shape, getting things lined up. Also, fire can burn down and break away, but also out of the fire, like the phoenix, out of the fire, the ashes, new things will arrive. So there's lots of aspects to fire that you might want to look at. Also, fire signs for you would be Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius are your 3 fire signs. So think about that. Maybe there's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius going on around you. Maybe there's people around you and you're having to deal with them and or understand something that's going on with respect to those people within your surroundings. Tracy. Hey, Tracy. Hi. Keep seeing movement out of the corner of my eye. Okay, when I turn to look at it, it's gone. That is spirit drawing close to you. I always say that that's what the case is. I see the same thing. In my peripheral vision, I'll see movement, or I'll see... for me, they look like a little bit like... what are those things called? Like windmills, like blades of a windmill, or blades of those old traditional fans. I see like a movement like that, a spinning movement in my peripheral vision. When I look, obviously it's not there. Most of the time it's when spirit wants to draw close, when spirit wants to let you know that they're there. If you're open to it and you want to work with spirit and you want to communicate, by all means tell them that, either verbally or in your head. Tell them, oh, I've just noticed you, thank you for coming through. Anything like that will really encourage them. If you do not want to work with spirit, and you start sensing things or picking up things or movement around you, etc., the worst thing you can do is start swearing at spirit and sharing expletives and inviting them to leave your presence, let's say. Always remember that what we resist persists. So when you start angrily attacking anything you might be picking up, that's not going to respond too favorably to you. If you say, look, I understand you're showing yourself to me, etc., but this is really not my thing, I choose not to, then spirit will respectfully move away. They will not hang around if you don't want them to. That is the truth. They will not hang around if you don't want them to. They come around in times of celebration and sadness when they are from your family, etc. But when spirit wants to work with you, or you want to work more closely, maybe you're doing meditation, mindfulness, any spiritual workshops, anything like that, and you're wanting to open up more to spirit, then they will step closer and they will start matching the vibration you put out. So if you respectfully ask them to leave because you don't want them to be with you or near you, they will move on. If not, you can contact someone like myself and we can assist you with getting them to move on. I'll just put it like that because that is not something that is widely advertised, but there are respectful ways to let spirit know that you do not wish to work with them. And it's far better an outcome than being quite negative or quite abrupt with them. Okay. Brilliant. Right. Kevin Hugh Barbo, I don't think I know you, Kevin. Let's go with your question. Hi, Martin. Any advice from you as to why one keeps choosing a partner that is not good for you? Well, those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Let's start there. Let's also say that sometimes when we keep making the same, and we'll use your thing, mistake, maybe that's with reflection to choosing partners, choosing career paths, choosing homes, etc. And you keep coming up with the same outcome, the same problem. It means that you haven't changed your tactics, okay? And what I mean by that is, unless we learn from our mistakes and move forward, or learn from our experience and move forward, then we can't expect for a different answer. It's like those people who jokingly have oracle cards like I do, and they think, oh, right, I'm going to pull a card a day. And they go ahead and they pull an oracle card and they go, oh, I didn't really want that card. They pop it back in the pack and they pick again. They're not really paying attention to the card that's come out. They're wanting a better outcome. So they keep making the same choices and hoping for a better outcome. It's a bad explanation of it, but I would suggest that if you believe that the partner you've chosen, or that the partner that somebody has chosen, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, is not good for them, then maybe you need to look at, or they need to look at, their choices, how they go about choosing those partners, how they go about attracting those people into their life, into their sphere, etc. Because if your recipe doesn't change, your outcome is not going to change. I don't know if that helps, Kevin. Hi, Dan. Mine are little black things, almost like a mouse running past, which I see out the corner of my eye. Claire, that's perfectly normal, perfectly fine. Claire Whitchurch, you're actually a student of mine. Hi. Perfectly normal, perfectly normal for me. I would suggest, Claire, if you find it to be awkward or weird, or because of little black things, etc., that are moving quite swiftly, if it's something that you don't feel resonates with you, Claire, you can always smudge. Remember, we did the whole talk about smudging. So remember, you can always smudge your area, which is white sage, blowing smoke, or incense, or candles, anything like that, to just refresh the area energy-wise. Is going to really help to reinforce how you want your space to respond to you. Everything around us is energy. Our furniture, our homes, etc. We're all made up of energy, and how you respond to the energy around you is quite indicative of what you get out of it. Tracy, thank you. I feel I've gone through great change personally, and it's now started. Bless you. Well done, Tracy. Right. Hi, Rhett Burtis. I think you're coming in from Dubai. Hi. Right. Hi, Martin. Hi, Sue. It's so true what you just said about partners. It is true, though, Helen, isn't it? I mean, I know, Helen, I do know that I know you, and we have had a discussion about this before, and I'm so happy that you've now found a partner that truly resonates with you, and it's so lovely to see you so happy. So thank you for your confirmation. It's really, really cool. Debbie Mills, if I may, another question. Yep. When eyes closed at night, when saying prayers, I sometimes see white lightning-like patterns that fade away and then purple appears. Yes, I would say it's connection with spirit. I would agree it's connection with spirit, Debbie. The white lightning, white is all about purity, fresh start, new beginnings. White lightning, zapping out old energy, stagnant energy, etc. Then when you're moving on to seeing purple, it would depend on whether it's a deep purple like a blue side of purple, or whether it's a light purple like a pink side of purple like violet, etc. If it's blue purple, it's here, it's your intuition, it's your linking, okay, your third eye, what they call your third eye, your opening to spirit. If it's the lighter purple, your violet, it's up here, it's your crown chakra, and that's all about opening to the divine. So I would say if white is followed by purple for you, it's definitely an indicator that you've got this idea of the linking with the divine, or your spiritual connection deepening or getting a lot better. Okay, brilliant. Thanks, Martin. Also, see you brilliant. And then use those smudge sticks. That'd be great. The deep purple, Debbie, would then definitely say to me it's your third eye. So it's your intuition that you're linking with, and it's your intuition that you're really going to need to strengthen and work with in order to open up more to spirit. And I don't know, Debbie, I think it was you that was asking me about the tarot cards and the book suggestion for that. So that might be the direction you want to go in. So if tarot is your thing and you want to do that, then really work on deepening your connection with your cards and with learning about tarot, etc. Cool. Hi, Annetjie. Hallo met jou, man. Van jou lanklaas gehoor. Okay, guys, it's now 22 minutes past 5. So I'm going to go, because Live at 5 is supposed to be 15 minutes long. Thank you all for joining me. It's been really lovely this evening to have so many of you joining me and asking questions. Don't forget, you can post me questions either privately to my pages or privately to my Facebook. I'm more than happy to make new Facebook friends. Please like and share this post so it can get out to more people. Don't forget, we do development on a Tuesday night. We do meditation on a Wednesday morning here at our HQ. And then we also have this workshop coming up at the end of the month. If you're in Bournemouth or near Bournemouth and want to learn more about colours and chakras and how to work with them, then please really consider coming to this workshop. It's going to be a fun day, had by all, here at our business, and I look forward to working with those of you who can. Thank you very much for joining me live at 5 here this evening. Don't forget, Mondays we've got meditation, Tuesdays we've got inspiration, Wednesdays we've got book reviews or talking about books that I've read to do with spirituality, self-help, motivation, whatever. Your suggestions would be welcome there. More than happy to do that. Thursdays we do oracle cards, so a couple of cards we pull, messages, meanings, and then Fridays we do this spiritual question and answer. It's always live at 5 UK time, and don't forget we're between 5 and 15 minutes long usually. I've gone slightly over tonight, but that's okay. I'm more than happy to be of service to all of you. Thank you for all being here, for all taking part. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. No matter what you do, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Say bye, Bella. Say bye. Oh, say bye. Hello. No, now she's shy. Say it. Say bye. Say bye. Oh no, she's shy. Sorry guys. But Bella says bye-bye. We're going to have a great weekend. We're going to spend some time in the garden and spend some time with Andrew. And we're going to do some gardening and some zhuzhing up. So, I look forward to seeing you all on Monday night. Don't forget, live at 5, Monday evening meditation. Have a fantastic weekend. Much love. Bye.